My name is Cadelia Troublefield. I am a deputy project manager with the Griffin and Strong PC, which is a public policy and law consulting firm based in Atlanta, Georgia. We have been contracted by Fulton County to conduct a disparity study, basically just analyzing the practices, policies, and procedures relative to minority and female-owned businesses. So today we're just having this public hearing. This is kind of a part two because we had one yesterday. But first, I'm just going to give a little bit of background of who Griffin and Strong is, and then we're just going to hop right into the public policy. The virtual public hearing portion. It's just going to be real brief. I just want to hear your experiences, if you have any, from doing business with the county, positive or negative feedback, and then after that, that will conclude everything. So as I did mention, we are a law and public policy consulting firm specializing in disparity research, contract compliance, program development, and training and supplier diversity consulting. We have 5 Juris Doctorates, 2 PhD economists, and then a PhD in anthropology, a PhD in social psychology, and a PhD in public policy. And we're all well-versed in disparity research. And then also no study that has been conducted by Griffin and Strong has ever been challenged or overturned in court. So basically, a disparity study is a research tool that basically is where we look at disparities in the governmental agencies' procurement practices. So particularly right now, we're looking at it into Fulton County. We're looking based on the race and ethnic gender groups of firms, looking at their utilization and availability in the different industry categories. And it's just basically to analyze if there are any disparities that are statistically significant and likely caused by the race and gender status of firm owners. And after this disparity study is conducted, then we'll give recommendations to what the county can implement as policy. Right now, this is just the process of everything. We got started in the fall, and then we're hoping to wrap up by the fall of this year. Right now, we're in the phase of just collecting data from Fulton County, and then we're doing a policy review, and then we have these public hearings that we're doing right now. We had one yesterday. This is the final one today. And then other things that we have going on is other things that we have going on is our survey right now. So if you can, please just fill out this survey. You can just use this bit.ly, just taking a picture of it on your phone. It's easily accessible. And then we also have our website that you can check out. I didn't go too much in depth about the disparity study. The website will have all the information you may want to look at. And then also the link of the survey is on there as well. I just want to go ahead and jump into the virtual public hearing portion so I can go ahead and hear from you all tonight about your experiences and any feedback you may have. So the purpose of this hearing is to hear candid testimony about your experiences, both positive and negative, either doing business or attempting to do business with Fulton County. Everything said during this hearing will be available for public record, but GSPC's final report will not publish the names, business names, or other affiliations of individuals who give testimony. We are not soliciting questions, but commentary only. So right now is a time where I do want you to just freely speak about any experiences you may have or any other types of commentary. And then the only questions that I answer is just to gain clarity to your comments. And then if you can, just please start by stating your name and then your business name, and then start your testimony. So are there any questions? No? Okay. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and if you want, we can go ahead and just go around the room and you all can introduce yourselves and then stating your business, and then we can get started with you all just giving any experiences that you may have.
My name is Sandra Strozier, and I'm with Divas Incorporated.
Hello, Miss Sandra. If you're speaking, I can't hear you.
Okay. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Let me stop. Okay. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My name is Sandra Strozier, and I am with Divas Incorporated. And what was the other part of the question? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, that was it. And then after you just introduced yourself, I just wanted to know if you have any experiences with doing business or attempting to do business with Fulton County.
I do. I have had the privilege of several opportunities, and I really haven't had a bad experience with them. Maybe some misunderstandings, but that is what just growth, learning the process and learning what is accessible and I can't even talk. I'm sorry, I just got off work. Acceptable in doing business with the county. So I really haven't had a bad experience.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sandra. Are you certified?
I am certified in several curriculums. I have 18 certifications. I just finished with my master's in clinical mental health, and I am going to work on my doctorate.
Okay, that's really good. Are you female certified, like women owned or minority owned?
Minority owned, female owned, yes.
And when you said there's been like maybe just miscommunications, do you mean like in terms of the process of bidding or any type of
Yes.
procurement process?
Just the process and bidding, because the before they turned over to this new database, it was so confusing trying to understand what needed to be submitted, how to go about submitting it. And but now with this new system, it has been simplified. It makes it so much easier, and I'm loving it compared to the old system they had.
Okay. So what type of opportunities did you win? Like what type of contracts did you have with Fulton County?
Working with the Hope Family Treatment Court and working with Choices Juvenile Court.
Okay. Thank you so much for your feedback. What about Ms. Tara Dixon or Stanley Turner? Do you all have any experiences with working with Fulton County or attempting to do business with Fulton County?
I can't. Stanley, do you want to go or you want me to? It's fine, either way. So yeah, it's been a couple of years, like a lot of years. We used to be in Atlanta, Georgia. But we moved to Greenville, South Carolina. So we used to be registered as a woman-owned, minority-owned business in Georgia. But now we're in South Carolina and North Carolina. Well, South Carolina and South Carolina has reciprocity for North Carolina. But we've done some evaluation work for Fulton County. That was probably in 2018, the last time we did that. And we've gotten some county, some work for DeKalb County as well. In the past. It's been a couple of years though.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Our study period right now, we're looking at the years that firms have done work between 2018 to 2023. So even though it's been a few years, it's still your whatever you have to say about your experience is still would be great to hear about.
So you want to hear about it through that, because I know y'all have a survey out, right?
Yeah, we also have a survey too.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad experience. I think because we've worked with many county governments before, and I think theirs is a little convoluted. And so the process, the communication, I don't think was the best for us in our experience. And I'll have to go back and see who our point of contact was. Getting the contract signed and getting that part was okay. I think we ended up having to do it in person for some reason. Like they couldn't do it electronically. We had to go in person and sign it. And they had like 4 different hard copies. And I mean, obviously this is pre-COVID, but even before that, we've had county contracts, and typically it can be signed, electronically and done that way. So I think that was one of the things that I don't think we necessarily liked. But after like the contract process and getting in contact with the point of contact for the actual project, it was fine. It was okay. Yeah, it was decent, I guess.
What would you say would be your experience compared to doing work with other county governments?
Is it like on a scale of like 1 to 10, or what do you
Like, well, yeah, but also just like if you had to compare like your experience in terms of like getting contracts with other county governments, like you said, like there was miscommunication maybe when you were doing the process with the county. So it's like just comparing it to why maybe you probably had more contracts with other county governments than Fulton County.
Okay, so I can start with the proposal process. I think the proposal process is typically our proposals are really long anyways. We have to put a lot, because we're technical, so we put a lot of technical information into what we do. Here, white. And so, but I think they ask for a lot up front. Instead of like when you win the contract, go ahead and send this information to that. I can understand like sending insurance. Sometimes they wanted financials, and then you ask the question and they're like, oh no, that shouldn't be in there, because they cut and paste and put a whole proposal, like a whole like the draft, and then they didn't change the draft, and there's certain things in there that's not even relevant that's still in there. So if you don't ask questions within a time frame, then you still have to end up submitting this information that's not actually relevant to the proposal. I've seen that a lot with Fulton County. And like I said, we haven't bid on anything since 2021, I think. It's been a minute. But I did see that over the years, how, and that's what I mean, like communication, like the contract piece probably should have been communicated a little bit more clearly, so that there wasn't miscommunication or misunderstanding on the contractor side.
Okay, that's good to know. What was the name of your business again?
So we are Research and Evaluation Group. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Dixon, for that.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mr. Turner, Stanley Turner?
It looks like he's on the phone.
Yeah, looks like he was on the phone for. Well, okay then. So,
I
uh,
have a quick question, Ms. Troublefield. So is it possible to where with this new system that they have that it emails any available opportunity to bid on contracts and services with Fulton County? Because currently what they use, you have to go in there every day, and I know it's the responsibility of the owner, but it would be nice to at least be like sent a tickler or notified if anything is possible or available to bid on.
okay.
And then two, with this new system, you have to, if you want us to research bids further out, you have to pay to upgrade for that service.
Mm,
I know that other counties might be using it, but that is kind of I don't understand that. If you trying to bid on a contract, why would you want to pay to upgrade services? So what I've done or tried to do is go through their website to pull up any opportunities, if there are any.
okay. Yeah, so maybe having that database being a little bit more easily accessible to you.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, that's good advice that they could take. Um,
Now it is a better database than what they had before, because the one
mhm.
before so antiquated and it was so frustrating to a point where you were like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with it. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Um, Stanley, are you still on the phone? Do you hear us? Well, yeah, yesterday's turnout was a little bit better. We had a little bit more audience. So I really didn't have to ask any questions, but I do want to say thank you all for coming out tonight. Is there anything else you all would like to add to the discussion? Maybe with like after you were awarded contracts, how was the process after? In terms of maybe like getting payments, or were there any like late payments or anything of that nature?
That is a yeah. So I love the fact that they've gone to direct deposit. However, I feel like they need to have a quicker turnaround when it comes to reimbursement of invoices. um, it shouldn't take us 30 days to get paid, even though it's stated in the contract next 30 days or whatever. But technology is too advanced for it to have to take 30 days once the invoice has been received and properly reviewed and confirmed that it is correct in the cost. That it should be automatically paid right away, I feel.
Okay, that's good to know.
And also, I would like to see them, accommodate vendors for time spent in meetings or this past couple of months, they were transferring over to a new financial system. And so invoices were not paid. It was taking longer for invoices to get paid. And that was the inconvenience on us. And I feel like they should have notified us of that and also accommodated. So if you know you're getting transferred over to a new financial system, notify your vendors, your community partners, inform them in advance so they'll know what's going on and what to expect, and you know, work with them in that area.
I have a question. Actually, it might be for you, Sandra, because you just did this. Did they not give charge interest, or you not charge interest? Like in your contract, are you not allowed to charge interest if they're late past the 30-day? As a small business, typically.
They charge interest to the county government. We couldn't charge interest at all. Late. So I couldn't interest on them at all. And it's in my MOU, my contract, that I cannot charge interest.
It's in your contract.
Like that's something that should not be taken advantage of. Not saying that they are, but it was an inconvenience to the utmost.
Yeah.
Especially not to be notified that they're switching over to a new system. And it was just a big inconvenience. I just think that, and I agree with you, Tara, that the communication, that piece right there, they should have communicated to us in advance that they were changing over or switching over to a new financial system, and that there's a possibility that their invoices would be paid out late or whatever, but that wasn't communicated.
That's good to know. So when you both have done work with Fulton County, have you all served as subs or primes, or?
Ask that again, please, Ms. Troublefield. I'm sorry.
So when you all were working with Fulton County, was this like work that you were only were contracted, or was this work that maybe you got underneath to somebody else?
No,
okay.
No, I'm actually the vendor. I contracted the service, and so I do deliver on the evidence-based curriculum to the courthouse for the different programs.
Okay. Okay. Did you all have anything else you wanted to add to maybe talk about in regards to Fulton County?
No, not really.
Okay. Did you all have any questions regarding the study, or?
I apologize because I had signed on, and for some strange reason I got kicked out, and I missed the first 5 minutes of the introduction of what the study is for. So do you mind repeating that piece again? I apologize.
Right, no problem. So basically the first part, I was just giving an introduction. This disparity study that we're doing on behalf of Fulton County. Basically we're just researching, looking at the utilization of minority and female-owned firms doing business and public contracting with Fulton County, and then just comparing that with the availability of firms in the area, and then looking at if there are any disparities that we find. Are those disparities caused or they have anything to do with the race or ethnicity or the gender of the firm? So we do like a lot of quantitative
Okay.
analysis.
Um,
Uh-huh.
I think one thing I would love to see, and I can only speak from my perspective. I would love to see them appreciate what minority-owned women businesses offer in salary and income. And some of that is me learning how to negotiate better than what I've been doing, but I do think that they need to acknowledge the services that are being provided. There are some vendors out there that do not take pride in what they do, but there are a majority of us do. So I just think the compensation should be, it should reflect that. Did you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got that. No, I'm sorry. It's something in my eye.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that. I got that. So would you say, I don't know, that you get paid with your contracting services with Fulton County, maybe it's not as it should be based in comparison to maybe other firms, or
I would say, because one of the things, my salary is paid out of a grant, and I understand that with that grant, there's limited funds. And I get that, but I also understand that some people have to take in consideration inflation and cost of living. It does not stay the same. And so I have several contractors under me that work with me that facilitate, and when salary increases, then I have to increase my prices, and I can't because it's not available. And I just feel like if you go too far to the left or too far to the right, then you're stuck without it. So
yeah, that's definitely understandable. What about the resources that's in Fulton County that you all are aware of that help out with business development? Like, is there a lot of resources that are available to help you all with that, or
I'm not aware of any services
like
as it relates.
programs or organizations?
Oh, different organizations that I research. Yes, absolutely. I have connected and reached out to a lot of different organizations to try to develop partnerships and share information with. Yes.
Okay, that's good. I see. Stanley, hi, good evening. Is there anything you wanted to add to the call?
I'd like to see the video of the call because I'm a lawyer and I had a client call me in the middle of the call that I had to make aware that they couldn't do something, and it became a very lengthy conversation.
And I would be against that, Mr. Turner. I'm sorry. This is a confidential call, so this is not information that should be shared outside.
Oh no, I didn't share anything with anyone. I wasn't, I had the call muted when I was.
No, I'm not saying that you did. I'm talking about your request about having.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's okay. I mean, that's good. I was looking up and I was listening, and I didn't see a lot of people on here that were participating, and I figured that I shouldn't really interject anything because this is something that those that wanted to focus on the meeting and didn't have some distractions. I'm going away tomorrow, so if I don't take a call that could linger on into next week, someone will have a problem if I don't take care of it.
Okay, no problem. Well, thank you, Mr. Turner, for joining us. Are you a business owner, sir?
I am a business owner.
Yes, sir. Okay, can you state me your business name?
Stanley J. Turner, PC.
Stanley J. Turner, VC. Okay, so you said you missed the first part of the discussion of the presentation?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So basically in the first part, all I did was just give a little background about Griffin and Strong. We're currently conducting a disparity study for Fulton County, just trying to look into the practices, policies, and procedures relative to minority and female-owned businesses. And so this is just a meeting just to hear from the public about their experiences doing attempting to do business or doing business with Fulton County. So do you have any experiences with doing business with Fulton County?
Well, not as a female, because I have yet to consider myself transgendered. But the only aspect of my relationship with Fulton County is when I'm hired to represent the county or be hired by the county regarding condemnations or real estate transactions that they need an outside attorney to independently focus on something. For example, I represented landowners during the Olympics who were having property taken. I'm going to say that by the Olympic Committee. That was the city of Atlanta. That was the Atlanta Committee or the Olympic Committee. But some such things as that, I really don't have any. I didn't have any occasion for disparity. In fact, if anything, it was overwhelmingly female oriented as far as the attorneys that were set up by the courts to oversee the hearings. So I didn't see any disparity there in my dealings with the county, and I never have. It's been quite it's been overwhelmingly a positive experience, and no one ever considered it. Well, no one that I saw considered it to be in any way unfair to anyone in particular. And I've enjoyed a great relationship with those attorneys, with those judges, and I feel that Fulton County has an excellent way of appointing the judges, the clerks. There's been great voter turnout to vote for them. So I don't see any disparity in that part. But as far as the doing business in your other fields besides the legal field, I can't speak as to that. I don't know what connection that would have to me.
Okay, so basically with I just wanted to hear if your experiences in general with Fulton County doesn't in terms of contracting with the county, just wanted to see how your experience was with doing that. That's just all we were wanting to hear, positive or negative. That's all.
I would say it's neutral. I don't have any positive or negative feelings about it. It's just neutral. It's just objective. Whoever I deal with, they're objective as to what it is that I'm attempting to do, and I try to do that objectively.
Okay. Thank you so much for your input. Well, does anybody else have any questions for me? We could if nobody else has anything they want to add to the conversation.